Now, this is breaking news. Brian Kemp's campaign advisor says Kemp is claiming victory in Georgia's gubernatorial race. However, the AP has not yet called the race. The hotly contested race for governor in Georgia is still too close to officially call. Right now, Republican candidate Brian Kemp has a slight edge over Democrat Stacey Abrams. But late last night, Abrams vowed to continue fighting.
But I want to say this. If I wasn't your first choice, or if you made no choice at all, you're going to have a chance to do a do-over.
While Kemp's campaign says they feel confident they have the numbers to win, Abrams' campaign says there are still thousands of military and absentee ballots that need to be counted, and they want the deadline for counting those votes to be extended. Abrams has not yet commented on Brian Kemp's recent announcement.
Well, Kemp's team does believe it's over, but if indeed a runoff were to take place, the date would be December 4th. And our Tanisha Cordell has more on why a runoff would be historic for Georgia voters. Tanisha.
Well, David, the reason why is if there ends up being a runoff, this would be the first general election runoff for governor in Georgia. Attorney and former state representative McCracken Poston says there's no doubt all eyes are on Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp as both candidates fight to become Georgia's new governor. But he says it's the third candidate on the ballot, Ted Metz, who's somewhat responsible for a divide in votes.
A libertarian candidate drew just enough to keep the remaining two, or the biggest vote getters, from reaching 50% plus one vote.
Technically, Kemp has the majority with 50.3% of votes from Tuesday's election. Abrams has 48.7%. Political experts estimate about 15,000 votes separate Kemp from a runoff. That number could be met with a number of uncounted absentee and provisional ballots. McCracken says voter suppression and outdated machines are factors for some votes not being counted.
We have election machines that run on Windows 2000 that has not had an update in almost a decade. We shouldn't play games with this stuff. We shouldn't rush to certify. We should count every vote.
While both candidates have maintained high energy throughout their campaigns, we wondered whether voter fatigue could come into play if a runoff becomes reality.
It would be hard to sustain the energy that was put by both sides into this race, but I would imagine it is such a high-profile race that all sides and their celebrity and powerful proxies would come back.
Well, if you voted with an absentee, mail-in, or provisional ballot in Georgia, there is a way you can see and check to see if your vote was counted. We tell you how inside the WRCB app. For now, live in the studio, Tanisha Cordell, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.